evening, everyone, and welcome to Randolph High School in Randolph, New Jersey. As champion athletes, Apex Wrestling School and the Harrington Companies brings you Guardians8HSWrestling.com's live coverage of this big matchup between the Hanover Park Hornets and the Warren Hills Blue Streaks. I am your host, Donald Brower, and with me is James Clarke. James, talk a little bit about these teams.
Well, definitely. Let's talk about Warren Hills for a second. We look over at the head coach of Casey Wanamaker, first-year head coach for Warren Hills, and was also Warren Hills alumni here, has had a really strong start to start off his career. Lost to Hunterdon Central, but came back the other night and had a big win against North Hunterdon. And then we look over on the other side for Tyler Brandon from Hanover Park, 7th year, and he has a 79-33 head coaching career record so far, and he's had such a great tradition of wrestling, and I can't wait for this matchup. It's going to be a really good match between these two teams.
You're starting here at 106.
So at 106 pounds, we have for Warren Hills, Aiden Webb, and for Hanover Park, we have Conte. And Webb, the outstanding freshman for Warren Hills, getting in on a shot. Had a big win against North Hunterdon the other night, a big pin at 113, and was able to get that win. It was impressive. And now getting in on the shot there is Conte, and nicely blocked off by the freshman Webb from Warren Hills. And nicely blocked off by Webb. He's trying to sneak around from the back door, tries to grab that other leg of Conte. It's going to be called stalemate by referee Barry Jackson. Excuse me, Augie Semerata from Warren Hills. Excuse me, not Aiden Webb. We should be seeing Aiden Webb next, the outstanding freshman. But Augie Semerata is the sophomore here for Warren Hills. Going in on another shot yet again, getting in on another scramble. But nicely blocked there by Conte.
You know, when it comes to Conte, Gabriella has had a great career. You know, was a medalist down at Beast. I think she finished 3rd. So, you know, most guys, and this isn't sound sex or anything, most guys see a girl go out there, it's 106, it's going to be easy. She's a tough out.
Yeah, definitely, and it's definitely showing here against Semerata, who had a really nice freshman campaign a year ago.
We're going to be calling all the action for you here on Mat 2. We're going to have the matchup after this. It's going to be West Morris versus Warren Hills. And then we're going to have the final match over here tonight. It's going to be Hanover Park and West Morris.
So some really good matchups here tonight at Randolph High School, and we're honored to be a part of this. Great action, great quad here today. And now going in. Still 0-0 here. We got about less than 15 left to go in the first period. And we could be going into, and now we get a takedown by Semerata. Leads this one 2-0, and that's how the first period is going to end. Great start there for two of these quality wrestlers. 2-0 lead for Semerata. And it's his choice. He's going to defer. And Gabriella Conte choosing. Just trying to get some things figured out here with the scores table. And they do. They give the 2 points to Semerata. Conte is going to go, she's going to go bottom to start the second. And knowing, Don, you're from the Hanover Park area, you know a lot of these wrestlers, and you also were alumni at Warren Hills, so you know a lot of the former wrestlers' parents and everything like that.
Yeah, I graduated from Warren Hills in 1995, so I went to school with the Reinhardts and the Hammers and the Knutsons and everyone who's come through here. And you know, I've been a big part of the area with the Redfields and others, of recent years. And Tyler McCatherine, I went to school with his mother and father. So a lot of these guys I've been through. And it's funny seeing these kids who, you know, I remember being in the wrestling room at Warren Hills and getting ready to go. And now you're seeing the kids and the parents assuming the role, you know, that when we were kids, now they were assuming that role in the stands and everything. And you look up in the stands, you can see here, you know, you see Reinhardt up there with the hat on. You see other parents in there, you know. A lot of Warren Hills travels very well. Let me put it that way.
They do. They have always had such a great tradition of wrestling, and it's just been building up the last couple of years to be stronger and bigger than better than ever. And I'm a Hackettstown alumni, so, you know, that was a good old rivalry between the two schools.
Oh, of course.
So we have a 2-0 lead for Semerata. Leads this one. A minute 9 left to go in the second period. And Zemaretta on top. He has the claw thrown in there by Conte. Now tries to break him back down. Tries to break her back down. See if we can get a nice mat return by Zemaretta. See if we can try and work something here. But Gabriella Conte, really impressive for the girls' side of the Hanover Park Wrestling.
She's going to give them a real shot as far as everything with, getting in there and getting everybody who they needs to be, because she's going to be very good for them on the girls' side. They've always had really good boys wrestlers, but now they have somebody who could be competitive in the girls' aspect, and that's a big thing for them.
Oh, most definitely, and even for girls wrestling too. Now we got a stall warning for the top man. Zemaretta has a 3-0 advantage. Or is it still 2? Yep, still 2. Okay. I was going to ask where the other point came from. 15 seconds left to go in the second. Zemaretta leads 2-0. Now Conte has control. She's been doing a really good job from the bottom, not getting turned. It's just not been easy for Zemaretta, and he's holding in. Nice job by Zemaretta. And he'll go into the third period holding a 2-0 lead. It's going to be his choice. He's going to go bottom to start the third period. And we'll see what happens, and we'll see what Conte can do from top. We'll have to try to work something. Now she throws in the leg. Zemaretta trying to spin from behind, but nicely defended by Conte. And she's reaching back for that arm of Zemaretta. And doing such a nice job by defending it is Zemaretta. Now, she was near some back points there.
Good turn there by Augie when he was going back. He knew he got that shoulder up. He didn't want to hit back there.
Yeah,
this is a solid match.
It really is. It really is a very evenly match between these two. It's impressive. And she's really picked up on a lot of traditional wrestling moves that Hanover Park has developed over the years.
Got a reversal there.
4-0 advantage for Zemaretta. Now he has control of that arm. Having a tight waist, trying to break down the base of Conte. Now trying to do the spiral ride. Now he throws in a leg as Zemaretta. And refusing to go down is Conte. And trying to throw in that power half. But she's definitely doing all that she can to make sure she does not get turned and give up any other points. And trying to come out from the back door is Conte. And we'll see if she can get she gets the escape. Okay, 4-1.
What's interesting, too, about this is you would assume, Augie Zemaretta has a great run with what he's doing. So you got to almost see how you switch things up here.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Especially that you have a wrestler that's very evenly matched with you. And now Augie trying to defend that shot. 4-1 lead for Augie Zemaretta. 10 seconds left to go in the third. Unless anything crazy happens here, it's going to be a 4-1 win for Augie Zemaretta of Warren Hills. But definitely nothing to hang their head over for.
No, that's a great.
Yeah.
To me, that's huge. Augie's going to most likely go down there, go to regions, possibly get down to states. And Gabriella Conte proves she's for real and she can hang with those guys. And it's going to give Hanover Park a really good 106 to get in there and get done with.
Oh, yeah, I absolutely agree with that. So that gives Warren Hills a 3-0 lead over Hanover Park. Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athletes Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's wrestling coverage, as well as a special thank you to Next Generation Training Center for being the main sponsor for today's quad here at Randolph High School. And now we'll head over to the 113 bout, and we'll have two really quality wrestlers for both Warren Hills and Hanover Park. And for Warren Hills, this is Aiden Webb. who's been an outstanding freshman this year. We had a big win the other night against North Hunterdon. He gets his takedown and leads this one 2-0. Just lets him up 2-1. And nicely blocked off there is Webb. He should be able to get near another takedown. And he does. 4-1 advantage for Aiden Webb. And leads this one 4-0. Now he's trying to throw in an arm bar. And now trying to break down the base of the Hanover Park wrestler. And nicely defended right there. Gonna see if he can try and get up. And we'll see what happens. And still has control of that leg, and they're gonna go out of bounds. 29 seconds left to go in the first. 8-1. We'll see if he tries to work for some back points here. If not, we'll see if he either cuts them and plays a takedown game or just tries to turn from top as he's working a head lever from the left side. And he still have that advantage for the lever. And a nice Granby attempt, but rolling through with it very well is Aiden Webb. Gonna get the escape, 8-2.
Sorry about that. We had a little bit of a technical issue there. We should be back going here. As we are 3-0 here. Webb leads Conti, not Gabrielle, her brother. 8-2.
And nicely done here by Aiden Webb. We'll see if he tries to get another takedown, which he's been very successful with. And going into that front headlock position, which is where Aiden Webb the other night was very successful with against that match against North Hunterdon. And we'll see if they go out of bounds. Getting in on a throw is
Yeah,
Webb.
it was a little too close to the edge.
Yeah.
And Conti was right on the edge line there.
But as I was saying before, Aiden Webb, the outstanding freshman for Warren Hills, who's going to give a lot of people a run for their money in the lower weights here this year for Warren Hills.
So we'll keep you updated on the score because people keep walking in front of the camera we have transmitting from down there. The fun.
8-2 our score. 5 seconds to go in the second period. And we'll see if he tries to get the takedown of that, but he's not going to have enough time. 8-2 lead for Aiden Webb of Warren Hills. It's going to be Conte's choice. He's going to go bottom to start the third period. So we'll see what Conte could do as he is holding for dear life and not giving up any bonus points against Webb. So he gets a spiral ride for Webb. And checking him back is Webb, but lost control of that, and Conte gets out, makes it 8-3. And getting in that arm trap is Webb, trying to work on a throw. He has control of that arm. Not quite in a Russian arm tie position, but he's doing everything that he can to try to do a throw. And getting in on the shot is Webb. Nicely done there. He's got the single leg. We'll see if he tries to triple him. Switched it to a double leg, and not quite. And they're not going to call it. The official says no takedown for that. So it's still 8-3. We got 1:20 left to go in the third. And Webb trying to do what he can to get bonus points for his team.
He's right on the cusp here. 5 points, he wants to get a takedown, see what he can do. I think he's in deep on a shot there.
Yeah, definitely, and he's got the takedown nearly. Thought he had it there for a moment, but was blocked off by Conte. Now he should be able to get the takedown, and has a 10-3 lead.
Now let's not forget, Webb was also the big proponent and the other night when Warren Hills wound up beating North, was trailing, actually got the pin late to prevail, to put them over on North. So He's riding an emotional high.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to be an outstanding lower weight for Warren Hills this year.
He has a really good shot of making it down, not only to Lang City, but getting on that podium. And as a freshman, that's a tough cut.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
tough.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. And now Conte getting a shot on his own, but blocked off by Webb. We'll see if Webb can try to spin around and get that major.
It's close, but Conte's got the arm. Nah, he just gave it up. He's got to get that arm around if he wants to.
And that's it. That's the takedown. And Webb will try to work for some more points. All right.
It's going to be a little too late, but he still gets the major decision. Warren Hills is going to lead here 7-0.
Impressive win by the freshman Aiden Webb, and I'm looking forward to seeing him later on in the season. Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage, as well as a special thank you to the Next Generation Training Center for being the main sponsor for today's quad here at Randolph High School. 7-0 lead for lead here for Warren Hills over Hanover Park.
I'm Donald Brower here with James Clarke at Randolph High School as we're calling the Warren Hills versus Hanover Park matchup here.
Now we're at the 120 bout here. Warren Hills showed up first. And we've got Haney for Warren Hills. And we've got Dunn for Hanover Park. Should be a really solid matchup here. Haney in on a shot. Now getting defended is Dunn.
Now that's not this bout. Just remember, we're doing a quad here, so you might hear some bells and whistles from the other side.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't want anybody getting too excited.
Well, there's always links on the other match if you're
there is a
interested in
link. You
watching
can
it.
Actually watch the Randolph West Morris match right in his page. The link's right there. Just give it a click. We have a great commentating team over there. They're doing the same thing we are. I mean, they're not as good as us, but obviously. But that's
wait. I'll correct you there. No one is as good as you.
Thank you. I love when you give me my flowers and pat me on the back. It's a great thing.
Well, you and I have such a great chemistry. We know how to feed off of each other now.
We're like oil and water, James. It's oil and water.
Yeah. I'm the water, you're the oil.
That could be. I am the dominant one.
All right, so a 2-0 lead here for Haiti. Got a minute left to go in the first period. And doing a nice job maintaining control is Haney. Now let's see if he tries to write something here. Tough to see in this kind of position, as both wrestlers are parallel from us. Now he runs a half Nelson. See if he tries to get the pin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He should be getting 3 back points here if he doesn't stick them, but it looks like he has it in pretty deep. That should be able to get him flat right here, and he does. Great call by the one and only James Clarke.
Yeah, guy was flat, and you called the pin. We're gonna go for the Powerball next.
14-0 lead for Warren Hills, and today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsor of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage, as well as a special thank you to Next Generation Training Center for being the main sponsor for today's quad here at Randolph High School. You are watching the Warren Hills Blue Streaks versus the Hanover Park Hornets at Randolph High School in this wonderful holiday quad with your host, James Clarke, and Donald Brower on the call.
Now, just so everybody understands, it's not an error up top. Nick DeFrancesco Antonio's name is so long, it's actually crossing over into the other person's name.
Hey, you know,
I don't want you to think that's a problem. It's literally the name at counties they've given up on pronouncing.
Oh, but this will be a really good matchup nonetheless. But I was just going to say something about that, too. And, I didn't want to give you any heart attacks or anything in case you made a mistake, but it makes sense. But DeFrancesco Antonio versus Piccioni of Warren Hills. And Piccioni showing his strength here, but nicely defended by DeFrancesco Antonio, who's been a nice name for Hanover Park over the years. And we'll see what happens. And neither wrestler has control still, but has control of that head is Piccioni, but spinning around is going to be, at least trying at the moment, is going to be DiFrancesco Antonio.
We apologize about the scoreboard disappearing. There's actually somebody standing in front of our camera. That's why it looks like it's somebody's shirt.
But nonetheless, 54 seconds left to go in the first period. Warren Hills leads 14-0, and we're tied here right now at 126-0-0. Now getting on the shot for DiFrancesco Antonio, trying to finish that one off. Near the takedown, and the official gives him the takedown. Leads this one 2-0.
Yeah, I always loved it because when you go back to his brothers, Nick's brothers, the person announcing the counties would just go, Nick, DiFrancesco, and you stop. Like he would just shut it, like a DiFrancesco. I was like, no. He just read what he could read on the paper. It was like, no, that's the whole name.
Yeah, it's been such a great name for Hanover Park Wrestling for quite a few years. It's been impressive. And now, still got some time. DiFrancesco trying to ride from top is DiFrancesco Antonio. That's the end of one period, and we have a 2-0 lead for DiFrancesco Antonio. And DiFrancesco Antonio is going to go bottom to start.
Apologize about the scoreboard. We're getting that fixed right now so that we get an even shot without a problem. It is 2-0. DiFrancesco Antonio right now. He's on bottom in the second.
And trying to do a mat return is Piccioni, but he's just going to let him go. Didn't want to get caught for stalling, and it'll be 2-1.
You mentioned before about people I grew up with. I grew up with Piccioni's parents too. I went to Warren Hills when I was a upperclassman, but I graduated with them, and so I know the family, and you know, his parents are big supporters of not only what we do, but wrestling in general.
Yeah, and he's been here for quite a few years already, and he's done a really good job for Warren Hills in the lower weights.
They have a good mix. Like, that's the one thing about Warren Hills. Even when they lose guys, they got some guys coming in. Like, you got Piccioni, who's been there for a while. You got Davey Reinhardt is in there. You know, you got a lot of the guys. So when they lose a guy, so for, you know, you look at it, they lost somebody in Pantuso who medaled for them last year. And you looked at it, and it's like, okay, you know, what's he going to do? And then you see it, and you're like, okay, he's doing well, and they just kind of keep going with everything. There's not a problem with it.
No, they've done such a really good job the last few years of just maintaining camaraderie and family tradition. Like you said, a lot of family names in the Warren Hills community that just helps them to grow stronger and closer together. And
and that's the one cool thing. They grow up in the town team and a part of the rec program. And, you know, Dave Reinhardt runs that. You know, Sam Knutson, those guys. So great job by getting this team going and helping bring those kids back in.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully I'll have a nephew someday that will wrestle. They live in Oxford right now, my brother and his family, and you know, he'll go to Warren Hill someday.
Hopefully you don't reproduce. Oh, you meant nephew. I'm sorry.
Yeah, nephew. He'll have his own tradition. Hopefully he'll be better than me and my brother.
Shouldn't be too hard.
No, not at all, because I'm going to train him to make sure he's not like me. 5-0 lead for DiFrancesco Antonio. DiFrancesco Antonio on top. See what he can do. Tries to break down the base, has control of that ankle. And a stall warning on DiFrancesco Antonio right at the end of the second. And Piccioni is going to go bottom to start the third period. And we'll see what happens.
These are two quality wrestlers. I'm sure they're going to meet up again, you know, at some point, whether that's at States or wherever. But I mean, this is one of these. The quality of this dual meet today is ridiculous, and we're doing a great one tomorrow at Phillipsburg with North Hunterdon, Delsey, and Mount Olive. So I mean, the action you're getting the next 2 days on GardenStateHSWrestling.com with the live stream, we deliver the proof. Don't listen to that goof. We know what we're doing.
Absolutely. Well, and when you mean we, you mean you.
No, you're a part of the team. You're like where could the great quarterback be if he didn't have that bench warmer warming up, getting him water?
That's very true. A likely story by Donald Brower.
The truth.
5-0 lead for DiFrancesco Antonio. Minute 10 left to go in the third. He's got to do what he can
It's very funny you said 1:10 left, and then you hear the buzzer go off again. It's a dual meet, so you're going to hear some bells and whistles that aren't on this mat.
Yeah, definitely. So, but if you want to, definitely check out the other mat over there on the other link on the website.
Yeah, we're going to have all the matches tonight. So we're going to be calling this one. We're going to be calling the next one between Warren Hills and West Morris, and then we're going to be calling the finale between Hanover Park and West Morris.
And that will be a great one to end the night as well on our.
Oh yeah. Like you said, there's not a bad matchup in here.
No.
It's very good quad.
It really is.
It was funny because I was talking to some of the coaches, and they had a team drop out in the offseason, or the preseason, and they found Warren Hills to come in and fill it, and it was like, oh, great. So the teams are like, usually we want to have like one cupcake team where we can dominate. Not here.
No, definitely not. But that's only going to make all these teams stronger, especially when we get to West Morris. They're 0-2 right now, but they lost to quality teams like Pope John and High Point.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's a ridiculously good start of the schedule. Randolph, this is their first, this is going to be their first dual meet action. Right now they're leading by 6. And then, like you said, West Morris started off as D. Francesco Antonio gets the win here, 5-0. And then,
nicely defended by Casaro. Now throws in a crossface. And we'll try to go in. And nicely holding on to that the right ankle, for Reinhardt. And they get pushed out of bounds. 8 seconds left to go in the first period. Reinhardt leads this one 5-0.
Sorry about the technical difficulties, folks. We keep getting kicked off the internet here. Not the greatest Wi-Fi. So we switched to a backup. Hopefully that'll keep us on. They gave us the guest network, so a lot of people are on with their phones. So fun.
Always fun when you're dealing with Wi-Fi and internet.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah. 5-0 lead for Davey Reinhardt. He's going to go bottom to start the second period right away. And Casaro going in from top. Has a tight waist control, trying to sneak out is Reinhardt. He gets out, makes it 6-0. Now feeling each other out, hanging on the header, both wrestlers. And now getting in on another shot there, looking for to dump that head, and he gets another takedown in major decision territory. It's 8-0 for Davey Reinhardt. Now see if he can try and run something here as he has control of that arm, an arm bar position. And he has full control here as he leads this one 8-0. Minute 12 to go in the second. Now he's going to run that nice arm bar. And he should be getting the pin here just a little bit more. Needs a little bit more on that right hip, and he gets it. Great job by Davey Reinhardt, the sophomore for Warren Hills, and he extends the lead 20-3 for Warren Hills. Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. We also like to take the time to say a special thank you to Next Generation Training Center for being the main sponsor for today's quad at Randolph High School. Again, you are watching the Warren Hills Blue Streaks go up against the Hanover Park Hornets on GardenStateHSWrestling.com with your hosts, James Clarke and Donald Brower on the call. 20-3 lead for Warren Hills over Hanover Park. And now we're going into the 138 bout here between should I try to pronounce this name?
Joseph Tantawai and Tyler Redfield.
Yeah, I knew the Redfield one.
You sure?
Just didn't want to butcher the other name of Tantawana from Hanover Park. But now both wrestlers feeling each other out. One of the pound-for-pound wrestlers for Warren Hills. One of the best wrestlers for this Warren Hills squad. Tantawana who also wrestled at the Beast of the East last weekend.
Redfield's brother Sean wound up going to East Stroudsburg University. He was on the team last year. I think he got a headlock. I don't know if he's got in position for the takedown.
That's where I went to school, East Stroudsburg University.
He wanted to up the reputation, so they heard bad things about you.
Oh, I'm sure they did. Got a little over a minute to go in the first period. And in that front headlock position is Redfield. And they should call stalemate any minute here by the official, Barry Jackson, but nope. Still letting them wrestle as they work up to their base. Yet again, 40 seconds to go in the first as they go out of bounds. While tied up here at 0. This could be the first bout that ends at 0-0.
You mean for the first, not in general?
Yeah, the first bout of the night in the first period that ends 0-0. Not sure if I worded it correctly, but
you didn't, but I saved it.
But I appreciate you clarifying for that for those who are at home and watching.
Gym's starting to fill up a little bit. You have, Friday night quads. You get everybody coming out, getting home from work. Early Christmas break for a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely. I know I was off yesterday working a school in East Stroudsburg area, and we had our last day of school yesterday.
I do want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate, from everyone at GardenStateHSWrestling.com to you and your family.
And Tatawa wants to go bottom to start the
You should go work
period.
at Esposito's because you're butchering the hell out of that name.
Yes. At least
if Esposito's was still there, it's now Vespucci's.
Esposito's is a.
They used to make a great roast beef and cheese sub, and then Vespucci's took over.
That must have been in the East Hanover area.
Yep, that was my that was every year. That was my birthday lunch. I'd go get the half sub. Oh, so good. I miss it. It makes me shed a tear.
You know what's a good sub place is.
If you say Jersey Mike's, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. I'm not a fan of them, but I like Sub Shack in Hackettstown.
It's not bad.
Oh, they're great. They're the best ones around. At least in Warren County.
Yeah. That's okay. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. So we got 1:30 left to go in the second.
Now you want to talk about a good place to get a sandwich on the screen right now? The sponsors, Mama Rayo's. I'll go to Mama Rayo's and get me a sandwich any day. But Redfield in here, deep with the half.
See if he can try and get a pin here, as he's going to get at least 3 back points.
I think Joey had the legs. He was too twisted at the waist. He couldn't get the leverage he wanted to, but he still got the back points here. He's going to make it. Is it 5-0?
2-0.
No, he just got. Didn't he just get 3 back points? Did I misread
no,
that? I thought
he gave him the 2 back points, and neither one got a takedown. 0-0. So.
Okay. I thought he had given him 3. That's where I was mistaken.
There you go. I saved the day for you.
Nah, I wouldn't go that far.
Less than a minute left to go in the second period, with a 2-0 lead for Tyler Redfield. We'll see what he can do from top. Has controlled that right leg as he has both of his legs wrapped around it. Now we'll see if he can work something here, like a power half or a Turk or something. He's in a good position to try a Turk. And getting back up to his face is Tantawa. 19 left to go in the second. And we'll see, he has control of that arm. And we'll see what he can do to continue on. Okay. Also want to take the time to finish up the second period. And we have a 2-0 lead for Tyler Redfield of Warren Hills. Also, before we forget, we'd like to take the time to thank all of our following sponsors. And they are as follows. Next Generation Training Center, Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Harrington Companies and Contractors.
Nice escape there by Redfield to start, but I didn't want to interrupt the plugs.
That's okay, no worries. And Apex Wrestling School.
And thank you all to our local sponsors as well. Taco More, for example, in East Hanover, Hanover Park. Who are some of our local sponsors? Who do we have? We have Taco Muerto. We have Lazio's Pizza, James Semco State Farm, amongst others in East Hanover. So thank you for your support of Hanover Park Wrestling this season.
And Redfield gets out here. He has a 3-0 lead.
Blue Kitchen. Then you also have Mama Rayo's, Mia Nona, Musenheinz Bagels, Randolph's Brooklyn Bagel, Randolph Diner, Forte, Premier Health, Mama Maria's Pizza, Pueblo's Auto Clinic, New Jersey Health, Victor Pet Food, Williams, Irish Tavern, and OMG Burger and Long Valley Pub. Thank you for your continued support of Garden State HS Wrestling this year. We value the support and love to work forward with you in the beginning.
And that OMG Burger, highly recommended.
Oh, yes.
That's such a great place.
It's so good, and it's so decadent. I've gotten to that point in my age where I have one, and I just got to sit down afterwards. That's no one you got a good meal. But
yeah.
Thank you again for those sponsors for your continued support, and we look forward to working with you in the future. Joey's got Redfield here tied up. I'm not sure what he's going for. Redfield's deep on that arm. Looks like he got wrist control.
Yeah, he has like a Russian arm right there because he has both hands on that arm, that right arm of Joey. And now we got about less than 10 seconds to go, and Joey getting in on a nice takedown to end the match. Nice way to end, but it's going to be a 3-2 win for Tyler Redfield of Warren Hills to extend the lead 23-3 Warren Hills. Again, today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage, as well as a special thank you to the Next Generation Training Center for being the main sponsor for today's quad at Randolph High School. And now at 1:44, we get a forfeit for
Josh
Lee of Warren Hills. Will take the lead 29-3, not quite 28-3. That's usually the the unlucky score right there for all those who are Pats and Falcons fans in that Super Bowl.
Still bringing that up. How dare you? Oh, I'm a Giants fan, so I can tell us. So we beat the Patriots.
We beat them twice.
Yep.
Because I'm also a Giants fan, too.
Waiting for Hanover Park to send.
Again, we are here at Randolph High School, covering the Randolph Holiday Quad. Our matchup for this match is the Hanover Park Hornets and the Warren Hills Blue Streaks, with your commentators James Clarke and Donald Brower on the call as we go into the 115-pound weight class. And we have Madeira from Hanover Park checking in. And for Warren Hills, we'll find out who it's going to be momentarily. They're about to send out now. And we have Ryan Hisco of Warren Hills. And we'll see how this matchup goes. 29-3, Warren Hills leads over the Hanover Park Hornets. And now we'll find out how this matchup goes. Should be a nice, evenly matched bout here. And both wrestlers feeling each other out, not willing to give up an inch for either wrestler.
On the other mat, if you want to check the feed there, we are 33-24. The Randolph Rams are winning right now at 165. You could watch that feed on our website. It's actually in the group area where you just clicked onto this one. It's also there. Check it out. We're going to be covering all the matches. We're going to have the Warren Hills West Morris match next here on this one, and then we're also going to have the Warren Hills Hanover Park West Morris match on the third one.
Yep.
So let me try that where you actually make sense.
And there you go.
West Morris, Warren Hills next, then Hanover Park, West Morris after that. Randolph will be on the other match hosting.
Now we have less than a minute left to go, 50 seconds left to go in the first period.
Hopefully our backup hotspot's working better. We had to go to it because I guess maybe the Randolph Wi-Fi was a union Wi-Fi because it just said I'm out at 5:30. So I don't know.
Or James Clarke could have done something to it to kind of kick us off air, which wouldn't be a surprise to
I would
Don.
not be shocked by that either. Usually you get me canceled other ways, but maybe it could have been this. Maybe the Wi-Fi just said, shut it down. It felt like Gordon Ramsay. They said to the Wi-Fi, "Shut it down."
You know,
That's a horrible English accent. I got close. I can't do it too well.
Well, I'm just happy to be here.
I wish people could say the same about it. That you were happy you were here.
We got 3 seconds left to go in the
I know
first.
one person who's happy you're here.
My mom
You
and
should
Lindsay.
Yep, that check. The check cleared from both of them.
Can I just ask how much was that check for?
Let's put it this way. Would you like, if you went to the concession stand right now and got a Snickers bar and half a water, you'd still owe me money. Wasn't a lot, sir. Wasn't a lot.
Well.
End of the start of the second here. Hisco's going to take down.
And we'll see what he can do from top. Is Madeira from Hanover Park. He tries to work for a mat return. And he brings Hisco back down to the mat as Hisco leads 2-0. As both wrestlers get set, reset on the top and bottom positions. Madeira trying to hold on, drops to a leg, and Hisco's going to get the reversal. And he'll extend his lead 4-0 over Madeira from Hanover Park. And he has control of that wrist. And he wants to try to run that. See what he can do to try to run that. But nothing doing there. And both wrestlers, still wrestling tough. Madeira trying to do what he can to not give up any more bonus points. Now trying to cross face is Hisco, but not successful with that. And a spiral ride done by Hisco, doing such a great job working from the side and not riding parallel. Because if you're riding parallel, you would get hit for stalling, but doing a good job by trying to work for a fall is Hisco. And Madeira also giving him credit as well for doing such a great job of keeping that base. 50 seconds left to go in the second period.
These are two well-coached teams, so I mean they're gonna see some stuff you might not see in other matches.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And I mean, you look at the quality of coaching on both sides. Casey Wanamaker, who's done some great things in this program's history. And then you look over to Hanover Park side. You got Tyler Branham, who's a longtime assistant. James Laval, a 3-time state champion. And then you have other wrestlers who are from the program. Like you see Dom DeFrancesco Antonio over there. He's been a big part of this program for years. Was an All-American down at college. Then you have
Anthony
Oliveri from Rutgers. I was trying to remember where he went to school, Rutgers. So he's back helping the squad. He's an assistant this year. The way the team recycles and brings back those quality wrestlers is a great thing for them to see, because it's one of those. Not only you get to see the wrestlers when they wrestle, but then you see them on the wall, and then you see everything else going on.
And it really keeps the interest for the kids too, to really stay interested in wrestling when they see someone like an Oliveri and a DeFrancesco Antonio, who are big names for the Hanover Park, squad.
Yeah, when you're in a room and you see those guys on the board and on your wall, like that's the way you want to see. You want to be able to look back at those guys. I mean, how many times when you go to a gym, it's like, oh, okay, and then you're kind of like, wait a minute, now I'm seeing these guys. Like it's not some old guy who's coming back.
Right, exactly. Just brings a spark to a program. Yeah.
Started the third here, 4-3. Really good matchup so far here.
Really has been. As we hear some yelling going on the other side. And trying to bring him back down, but Hisco going to let him up when we are all tied up at 4. 4 apiece. Minute 25 to go in the third. Going in on a shot and a double, but blocking off is Madeira. It's going to get stopped right there for an illegal scissor move there, and that's going to be a point for Hisco.
Tied it up here.
5-4, Hisco leads. We'll try to see what both these wrestlers can do. Madeira needs to be the aggressor as he trails 5-4, but going in on the shot, which is something for Warren Hills Wrestling, is that they never stop taking shots.
that's their motto this year. Actually, their hashtag is keep scoring. So they want the entire mindset of the team this year under Wanamaker has been be aggressive, be aggressive, be aggressive. So we'll see.
Yeah, and that's going to help you win many of your matches. Is being aggressive from your offense. And Hisco getting near a takedown of his own. The official says no, not yet. And we still have a 5-4 lead for Hisco. Now getting in that front headlock position and blocking off, trying to not give up a takedown is Madera. And Madera needs to be the aggressor, and he's running out of time. He's got to start taking a shot as we're under 15 seconds.
He's got to move.
Trying to go in on a shot, needs to get it quicker, but not going to have enough time as Hisco's going to walk away with a 5-4 victory for Warren Hills, and that's going to extend their lead 32-3. Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage, as well as a special thank you to Next Generation Training Center for being the main sponsor for today's quad at Randolph High School. You are watching the Hanover Park Hornets go up against the Warren Hills Blue Streaks at Randolph High School with your commentators on the call, James Clarke and Donald Brower. We have 32-3 for Warren Hills leading over Hanover Park. And now we start at the 157 bout between Carbone for Hanover Park and O'Neill for Warren Hills. And you probably hear from our headsets on the other side, there's a lot of loud noises going on over there with the Randolph-West Morris match as Randolph only leads by 3.
I think that might be over. I think there was just an upset at heavyweight. I think Dean Mangiacavallo lost and was pinned. So I think West Morris is going to take that 42-39. If my math is correct, I think they're going to be shaking hands here.
Yep, that's it. So West Morris comes through there. They were down for quite a bit, actually. Nice win for West Morris to start off with their first win of the season as we got a takedown and some back points coming for O'Neill, as he is going to have, right now, 2-0 lead. But I saw the official hold 2 right there.
Is he going to give him 3? Oh, 2 back. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought he gave the 3 back points. That's what I thought he was waiting on.
Yeah, I saw him holding the 2, then let it go momentarily. But glad I kept a close eye on that one.
It looked like it was close. I just thought I saw the swipe. Plus, I kind of got caught up in that matchup over there.
Yeah, no, I think we all did. So no worries at all. And now working a tilt is O'Neill. Going to get some more back points coming his way. And he should be getting 3 back points coming his way, as I heard the 5 count, which would extend the lead to 7-0 for O'Neill.
Next match on the other mat will be Randolph against this Hanover Park team. You're going to have Shane Dunn and Dan Graham calling it, a new member of our crew.
Less than 15 seconds left to go in the first, with O'Neill leading 7-0 over Carbone of Hanover Park, which I had a gym teacher named Carbone back in high school.
Interesting tidbits no one cares about.
Oh, well,
No, it's good.
hey, he was a coach for Sparta football, and he also is a basketball coach for Sussex Tech. And we have a 7-0 lead for O'Neill. Carbone going to take bottom to start the second period. O'Neill trying to break him down as he has control of that arm bar. See if he can try and run a tilt there, and he does. He likes, as we've seen a lot today, Warren Hills likes to score from the tilt position as well. And he should be getting 3 back points. I believe I did hear a 3 count, if I'm not mistaken. And he's going to get a 3 count, make this 10-0 for O'Neill. We'll see if O'Neill can try and work something else here, but great job by Warren Hills today, really just, keeping up with the hashtag keep scoring. They've been doing just that this entire match.
100%. They haven't stopped.
And I don't think they're going to stop. They're going to keep going and going and going as they do what they can to go 3-0 on the day today, as they will be wrestling West Morris Central next. And to end their night, they'll wrestle Randolph on the other mat. But we'll be covering next, right after this one, we'll be covering the West Morris Central Warren Hills matchup. And then to end the night, we'll have Hanover Park back over here wrestling against West Morris to end the night. 12-0 lead for O'Neill of Warren Hills. 37 seconds left to go in the second period. We'll see what we can try and do there. He has control of that arm bar. He could try to run it if he wanted to, but he's trying not to rush anything to make a crucial mistake. But, you know, O'Neill just been so dominant in this bout. Got less than 15 seconds left to go in the second. And still has control of that arm bar, but not going to have enough time to run it for any more points, as they're going to go into the third period with a 12-0 lead for O'Neill. And they're going to go neutral to start the third period. So good decision there by the Warren Hills side to go neutral. Now has elbow pass there by O'Neill. And now trying to work from the top there. Now going in on a nice shot there, but nicely blocked off. See what he can try and do, as we have 1:30 to go in the third period. And we know that hashtag keep scoring. They're going to try to work for some more points. They're not just going to be satisfied with just a major or a tech. They want to try to get 6, but any bonus points would be a win for Warren Hills.
100%. They're out here trying to get what they can. You know, obviously they want to keep the momentum going. We've talked about it before. They had a great win the other night against North. They want to keep that momentum going. And
also had a really nice showing at the Caldwell tournament as well too. But Hunterdon Central taking first in that tournament, but still a great showing by them, at least in the top 2 or 3.
Well, you know what's funny too is, you know, when you look at it, a lot of people looked at Warren Hills as they were rebuilding this year. They weren't sure what was going to happen. They weren't, you know, what was going to exactly happen there. But they've been doing really well with everything and have looked good so far.
Absolutely. And getting on that takedown is O'Neill. 38 seconds left to go in the third period. And they go out of bounds. 14 seconds left to go in the third period. And it's going to be, he's going to cut him, make it 14-1. He definitely wants to get that tech right there, which would be a win for Warren Hills if he can get this takedown. Now the Russian arm there. Hanover Park just saying, hey, don't give up the tech here. Don't give up the extra bonus point. But on the other side, when you look at Wanamaker, he's saying, yep, get that takedown. Get the tech fall. And it looks like if anything crazy happens here, getting in on the shot, we'll see if he can finish it, but not going to be enough time. And O'Neill is going to walk away with a 14-1 major, not looking too happy about that major decision. But either way, it's still a win for Warren Hills as they extend the lead 37-3. Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. And a special thank you to Next Generation Training Center for being the main sponsor for today's quad here at Randolph High School. Again, you're here at Randolph High School watching the Hanover Park Hornets going up against the Warren Hills Blue Streaks with your commentators on the call, James Clarke and Donald Brower.
Well, more you on the call. I'm trying to do multiple things at once. So, yes, I am on the call. Don't think because you don't hear me all the time. I'm laying out so James could talk, and then everybody can call in and complain, and I can get the motive, get all the ammunition to say, kick rocks.
Yeah, he'll have a reason to then give me my pink slip.
As long as those checks keep clearing.
Work it out.
No, you do good. You do good work. You're so good. I understand some competition tries to snipe you.
So, Minute 20 to go in the first period. We'll see what these two wrestlers can do. We have Nathan Ott for Hanover Park and Dorsch for Warren Hills at 165. Just want to give a quick shout out to Sean Redfield. I do see him in the stands today, one of the alumni for Warren Hills.
It's the first of 3 matches on this mat tonight. On the other mat, the first Randolph match ended. They lost a heartbreaker at heavyweight. Lost 42-39. We are at the 165 here, started at 106. So I'm not sure. I think they're going to probably start about 6:30 the next setup, but we'll be calling the West Morris Warren Hills matchup here, and Randolph versus Hanover Park will be on the other mat with Shane Dunn and Dan Graham, one of the newest members of our team. They're bringing you the footage over there. Thank you for joining us on this Friday night from Randolph High School. James Clarke and Donald Brower on this call.
And running that arm bar is Ott from Hanover Park. Running that, he has not quite the advantage yet, but trying to dip back is Ott. See if he can finish it. And he gets the pin. First pin of the night for Hanover Park with 1 second to go in the first period.
Big pin for Ott there. Ott came on last year, didn't have the greatest overall record, wound up winning his district and just missed out on getting down the states.
Definitely. So we expect some big things for him this year.
Yeah, I think he's going to be very solid this year.
Just want to mention again, today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. And a special thank you to Next Generation Training Center for being the main sponsor for today's quad at Randolph High School. Now we go into the 175-pound weight class as Hanover Park threw out first. And so underway, 175. We have a 37 to 9 lead for Warren Hills over Hanover Park. Now for Warren Hills is Siles from Warren Hills and Madera from Hanover Park.
This is the other Madera. I don't want anybody to get confused. I think we're sending the same kids out.
Yeah.
This is the brother.
Yeah, definitely. That wouldn't go very well with NJSIAA if that was happening. And now trying to go in on the shot there is Siles.
So apparently we get the wrong name from Warren Hills when he came over. He mumbled something. He had a mask on. I couldn't understand what he said. So I'm gonna watch me blow this name. It's gonna be Cyrus Oyarse Santiago. That's what I'm going with.
The Santiago part is correct.
You know what the first part is? I didn't think so.
I'm gonna try. I was gonna try it, but now that you have me
I want to go with Oyarse. I don't think that's right though. I would assume so.
You'll get emails about it later.
Yeah, you always do.
But anyway, he does lead this one 2-0 as he gets the first takedown of the bout. And now trying to see if he can work something is Santiago. Now we'll try to see if he can finish it. And now trying to go in on a reversal is Madera from Hanover Park.
Just want to offer a big thank you to the Hanover Park Stack girls for helping me out with the names here. They just start yelling random names at me, though, so I don't know what's going on. Mia and Leah.
And that's the end of one period with Santiago leading. Nope, it's all tied up at 2.
They're doing a great job with the names, but according to their coach, they don't do a great job of time management because they showed up right before it started. So they're not really good with directions. Apparently, Randolph East Hanover is a whole nother area. Oh, I figured I'd crack the code. Starbucks was involved. It makes my wife late, too. I understand that place. Expensive coffee that makes you late. Yeah, buy it all the time.
Oh, yeah, definitely. more of a quick check coffee guy. Or actually, you know what I like? I do like Wawa coffee.
I'm good. I've sworn off Wawa after I found out they sell pizza. If I ever hear you order a pizza from Wawa, I'm going to punch you in the face.
So I'm going to keep my mouth shut
You're
now.
from New Jersey. Why are you buying pizza from Wawa?
Yeah, that is very true. You do have a solid point there.
Like, that's like, I understand if you're like in the South. Like, if you're up here, why are you just not going to a good pizza place?
Yeah, no, there's many good pizza places in New Jersey.
It's ridiculous.
The more east you go, the better they get.
Just the shameful looks I give people in Parsippany when they walk out of that Wawa with a pizza. I'm like, what are you doing? Do you hate yourself that much?
4-2 lead here for Santiago.
Like, I'm fat, and if my mother brought home a Wawa pizza, I'd throw it on the ground. But like, I'd rather eat dirt.
And minute 8 to go in the second period. Santiago leads this one 4-2.
But hopefully like a representative from Wawa is not listening in and I get nasty emails.
Didn't realize we were still on the Wawa rant.
I am. I'm still on that Wawa rant. That pizza annoys me. It's like the dumbest stuff. Like, come on.
So we got a Peterson roll there for Ronnie Madeira.
It's like when somebody tells me frozen White Castles are the same as the fresh stuff. Shut up.
Extends the lead. It should be now 7-4.
Settling in here. I think he's got him in a good position. I mean, he's really just got to stay on his toes and settle in. He's got plenty of time.
He does.
He's got like 40 seconds left here. He could easily just settle in.
And he might be able to do just that.
Shoulder blade's just up. Like, it's almost like he doesn't have enough pressure on that shoulder. Even though he's laying on it, I almost feel like if he gets off his knees and just kind of puts the pressure in towards his shoulder and his head. There we go. Nice reach. That was the difference. He readjusted his weight and came back with it and got the pin. So, big pin there by Madeira.
And now that will break down the lead. It will be 37-15. If you like what we have here to cover today, follow us on social media, on Facebook at GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on Twitter at GardenStateHSW, and on Instagram at Garden State HS Wrestling. If you like what you have seen here today, please, we ask you please to follow us on social media. Why go with the goof when we deliver the proof? Garden State HS Wrestling. And now we'll go into the 190-pound weight class. So we got about this one, and then after this bout, we'll have 2 more left. So for this matchup here, we have Hamilton for Hanover Park and Koser from Warren Hills.
Now this match, let me do my math here. I think it's over. I don't think Hanover Park's going to be able to come back because even if they pin out, they're talking 3 bouts. So that'd be 18. Yeah, I think it's over.
Yep. And I can say your math is correct.
They didn't listen. I went to school for writing, for journalism, all this math stuff. I've still never had to use X plus Y equals Z in real life. They lied to me.
Yep.
They told me it was going to be important. I've never had to say, how do I solve for X? Not a big deal.
Yep, and you know, it's not usually applied to real life math, but hey, you know.
100%. So that would mean, let me see. Yeah, the closest they could get would be, what, 33?
Yes.
37-33?
Yep, it would be 37-33, so not enough.
And it'll be interesting to see what they do here. I'm assuming they're going to send out Laval at 215 and then bump their 215 up to heavyweight.
I think that's exactly what they're looking to do, as Hamilton leads this one 2-0. And 25 seconds left to go in the first. As that wrist control is Hamilton. And trying to lock up a cradle is Hamilton. 10 seconds left to go in the first period. And we'll find out what will happen here as we end the first period with a 2-0 lead for Hamilton of Hanover Park.
Tyler O'Neill was the clinching points. his tech fall was enough to get it there. So he actually put the bout out of range for everybody.
Just a correction there. It was a major decision.
I thought it was a major decision.
Yeah,
but
major.
He was going for a tech fall.
He was
That's
going
what
for
I meant. He was right
fall.
there at the edge.
So,
but his major decision, just the win there would have sealed it, because they're down. They would win by 2 points. They'd be down. So.
And getting some back points there on a tilt is Koser. And he should be getting 3 back points. I did hear the official give a 3 count. And he does get the 3 count there. 3-2 for Koser from Warren Hills. And slipping out of that is Hamilton trying to get the reversal. A nice reversal for Hamilton. And he retakes the lead 4-3. We'll see what he can do here as he tries to run a half Nelson is Hamilton.
Hanover Park's always had a history of really good upper weights. You want to talk about a Nick Lachelle, you have Laval here. Going back, I'll throw you a little history. My father was on the 1974 championship team they had. He was their heavyweight. So, lots of really good heavyweights in the history of the program. Or those upper weights, I'll say, because Laval's not a heavyweight. I'm sure he could probably go to heavyweight, in my opinion, and win the states. That's just me. But he's a very good upper weight as well.
Yeah, that's what Luis Fernandez did. He was a 220-pounder to start the year, and then became a state champ, his first one at heavyweight. So,
yeah, he did a great job. The Fernandez family, I remember them. All 3 brothers came to my All-Star match, one of the early ones. So it was good to have all 3 there.
And it gets the escape there for Koser. We're all tied up at 4 as we close out the second period. 10 seconds to go. We'll see if Koser can get some points right at the end of the second. But it's going to be Hamilton coming out, slipping out of that headlock. And it's going to be 6-4 Hamilton.
Nice job. Just kind of took advantage of his situation, did Hamilton. Koser kind of gave him his back, and he just snuck out the back door, grabbed him, got to 2.
And now Koser is going to go bottom to start the third period. As he brings it back down. His mat return. We'll see if he tries to do a spiral ride. And we also like to take the time to thank all of our sponsors for today's match. Blue Kitchen. We have State Farm. Hanover Park Pizza.
Lazio's
Pizza.
Lou's Jewelers. Taco Muerto.
Yep.
Mama Rayo's. Mia Nona in Flanders. Mooser Heights Bagels in Washington. Randolph Brooklyn Bagels. Randolph Diner. Forte Pizza. Premier Health. Mama Maria's Pizza. Puello's Auto Clinic. New Jersey Health. Victor's Pet Foods. Williams Tavern. And OMG Burger and Long Valley Pub. So we got a good move right here. He's on the edge. I think he's just going to sit back. He gets the pin right on the edge. Hamilton with the pin.
Nice job by Hamilton for getting that pin. And
as we mumbled through our sponsors there, we apologize, but we got everything going with it.
And now that will make it 37-21 Warren Hills. 2 bouts to go.
I have a feeling they're going to forfeit here to I think they're going to forfeit to Laval.
I think so. Yep, they're going to. Coach Wanamaker indicated they're forfeiting. So they're going to throw somebody else out. And
this is going to be interesting. I think they're going to. I think they're going to throw out the young kid. Let's see if they throw him out.
Yep, they're going to.
And now Laval's going to go up.
And he'll be getting a forfeit for Hanover Park. Cuts the lead 37.
It wasn't Laval coming out, so Laval's going to come out now, I think, or they're going to let him sit here.
And it looks like they're going to sit Laval.
Saving for the bouts and everything, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Which you can understand because you want to try to minimize the amount of bouts that he does wrestle this year.
They okey-doked me, too. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that was a smart move right there for Hanover Park to do that, but too little too late as Warren Hills has already clinched the match a while ago. This is Paulie Hamus from Warren Hills.
I thought they said Paul Hamus. So I'm looking in the P's, and it's not.
And Andrade from
Andrade.
Andrade.
Get it right. You should know wrestling. Andrade.
Oh, I do know wrestling.
Thank you.
I do know wrestling, but that does not mean I know how to pronounce last names very well. So I give it my best attempt of what I can do. Kind of slipped up there a little bit, but was able to get back to his base and his stance. Grabs that wrist is Hamas. Let's see if we can try and work here. As both wrestlers are just hand fighting, feeling each other out.
We're also updating the schedule as it comes in. Some good matchups in the area.
And Hamas with the takedown leads this one 2-0. We'll see if he tries to run something here, which I think he will, as a heavyweight wrestler. As here he is, Andrade from the bottom position, running a power half, now turning it into a half is Hamas. Should get the pin, and he does. That's the way that Warren Hills is going to end this matchup with Hanover Park. 43-27 is your final score for Warren Hills wins.
That's your final score. Get the handshakes. We will be back in a little bit with our second matchup here. It's going to be the West Morris Wolfpack versus the Warren Hills Blue Streaks.